Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's market summary for all things money. This week is ending on June 13th of 2025. This week, as of Friday here, we suffered a drop or a weekly drop as Israel and Iran have been launching attacks at each other. Just a few housekeeping needs to go over here. The S&P 500 fell 0.4% this week as tensions between Israel and Iran reached a boiling point. The S&P 500 finished the week at 5,976.97, breaking its 2-week winning streak. Though it remains up 1.1% for June and 1.6% in 2025. Israel launched attacks on Iran early Friday morning, killing Iran's senior-most military leaders. Iran reportedly retaliated, firing missiles towards Israel, and Iranian media said its government will not participate in talks scheduled with U.S. officials this weekend. We will see how this all plays out. The attacks follow long simmering tensions between Israel and Iran. Oil futures jumped on Friday more than 7% after the attack on concerns that the conflict will curb oil shipments from the Middle East. The week had been upbeat starting in the week on Monday as the US and China agreed to a trade framework following 2 days of talks in London. China will resume shipments of the rare earth metals and magnet shipments, though it has only a 6-month limit on these shipments to kind of maintain some leverage should this trade tensions sour. President Trump announced the deal, and this is pending approval from both leaders. The U.S. consumer sentiment jumped 60.5% it jumped to 60.5% in June, significantly exceeding May's reading of 52.2 and consensus forecasts. 1-year inflation expectations fell 5.1% from 6.6%, while 5-year expectations also declined, indicating easing consumer concerns about future price increases. Inflation in May unexpectedly slowed to 0.1% month over month, below the 0.2% Bloomberg consensus number. This was driven by lower energy prices, and annually the consumer price index accelerated to 2.4%, matching expectations, up from April's 2.3%. Producer prices rose 0.1% in May, the first increase in 3 months, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Last month's rebound fell short of the 0.2% Bloomberg consensus. If we take a look at the S&P this week, or the SPY, we see that it has been on an upwards trajectory until the last couple days here, and I don't know if this is kind of indicating that it's broken this trend line and we may go down and test this other moving average here, which would be the first line is the 30 and then a 50 and then a 200 day. If we do, right now we're kind of just sitting underneath the 10-day moving average, so I wouldn't be surprised if we go down and touch this, at least the 30 or the 50-day moving average. We do have a gap here to fill, so it's highly likely that we may see some downside here, but hopefully we can stay above this below here, or at least just go back down and tag this, close the gap, and then move higher. That's kind of what I would like to see. If we go on to the Dow or the DIA, we can kind of see that the patterns are very similar. We've had this long-standing triangle position that has broken out to the upside. We have broken below the 10-day moving average on this, and we are resting right at the 30 on the Dow. So I kind of foresee maybe the SPY catching up this coming week, but that will be yet to see. If we kind of take a look at the QQQ, we kind of see that once this loads here, we kind of see that the pattern here has been to the upside. It's been channeling here kind of just to the upside, back and forth, riding this 10-day moving average. As of today, now we've closed and just slightly below this 10-day moving average, so I wouldn't be surprised if we could go back down and tap this 30-day moving average at the bare bones minimum here before even moving higher to this tap box up here to the upside. So we will kind of see how that plays out as well, but all these patterns are very much looking very similar. Let's take a look at the VIX quick. We kind of see how the VIX has spiked as of today. So we went from kind of a resting range here of, all the way down to almost 15, all the way, this was all 15, all the way. We took a little pop here today, and we've broken through their moving averages here, so we'll see if we get some follow through on Monday, and we'll see if this has opportunity to go even higher from here. I wouldn't be surprised if it does, if the market reacts to these tensions between Israel and Iran. Let's take a look at the bond market, see what the bond market's signaling. If we look at the TLT, we see the bond market here it's kind of in a channel here to the upside. So if we kind of draw kind of an upwards channel here for an upline, and then we have kind of a channel down here, and we could probably even move this bottom one up just a little bit, kind of make it more shapely. But it's kind of been bouncing around in this channel on the way up here. So we did go back down, we tagged the low down here, and then we bounced up, and we were kind of sitting right on this other moving average. This one would be the 30-day moving average, so we're sitting just slightly, actually pretty much right on it. So we're seeing some upward momentum here with the oscillator, so I would not be surprised if the bond market does push a little bit higher. And just remember, the bond market is inversely proportional to rates and yields. So as this decreases, rates and yields go up, and vice versa. If we go on to the IWM here, look at the small caps. The small caps are signaling some downside ahead. I see this kind of getting tested. We have confluence of some moving averages here, and if these break, then there's a lot of open air here down at least to the wave 3 low, which would be at least at the 171 level, and that would coincide to the top of this tap box. So we'll see if that plays out in the coming weeks, but right now it's kind of signaling some downside. If we go on to gold or the GLD, we can kind of see that it was in a nice shaped triangle pattern, and with tensions as of Friday, it's taken a pop higher. We'll see if that goes back down and that gap gets filled, test the back of this line before it does move higher. But right now it's in an upwards trajectory, and I'm sure silver is probably reflecting the same. Silver didn't move, it looks like, quite as much as gold did today, but we do see that silver has had a nice upward momentum here, and it looks like it's probably wanting to go back down to this 10-day moving average, or the green line at least. If we look at natural gas quickly, natural gas is just kind of moving sideways here. It's projecting a little lower pattern to the downside. I honestly wouldn't see why we wouldn't at least tag this wave 3 low, if not break it a little bit lower. There's I think a lot of weight here, and usually when you get a lot of weight and also kind of a descending triangle here, usually that gets broken to the downside. So I could see that going down to maybe even the 13 level or the mid part of this tab box. If we go on, take a look at the USO or oil. Oil took a huge jump today. and we're up in the $80 range, and we're resting kind of right on this, if you call this a resistance level. If this has some follow through coming up next week, this is actually probably going to become a support level instead of, its resistance from prior. So we'll see where that takes us on Monday, and it's all kind of a wait and see game what happens over the weekend. If we look at the dollar's actually signaling that looks like maybe a lot of countries are selling the dollar, maybe in a response to all these tariff talks. But we do see the downward momentum indicating that the dollar might go down to the 92 region here, which would not be very good. So hopefully this pattern is signaling that it's wrong, and we kind of form a base here at the 3 low. Basically, have this form some form of a floor here, and then move higher from here. We will see. This is all kind of speculative right now, but just have to keep in the back of your mind that this is signaling lower, and it's a very good possibility that we might get there. Please leave a comment below if you have any sort of stocks you want us to take a look at for the coming week here and kind of do some analysis on it. We will have our next weekly market summary next Friday, so please join us then. Until next time, please have a good trading week, and we will look forward to meeting up here with you again next Friday. Take care.
As always, do not forget to like and subscribe to our channel, All Things Money, to see more content like this.